Now, the big news this morning from the energy regulator, Ofgem, is basically that energy bills will fall because they've lowered the price cap. Millions of British households will have cheaper energy bills from October, is what they say, because apparently this reflects a fall in wholesale power and gas prices. However, the price cap may be going down, but a lot of people are saying, actually, it won't affect your bills at all because of the way the gas industry is structured. Let's talk to Harry Wilkinson from Net Zero Watch. Harry, very good morning to you.
Good morning.
So the drop, we are being told by Ofgem, will save households an average of £151 compared with the previous quarter. But, of course, the problem with all of these estimates is that their estimates of how much that was going to go up were wrong, and their estimates, no doubt, of how it's going to go down will also be wrong, because they don't really know what an average house consumes, because there's really no such thing. So what is actually going on here?
Well, this is a very modest fall in the price cap, so it may save people a small amount, but that obviously depends on what their usage is. The problem with the energy price cap is that it's just destroyed competition in the market. As we've seen the price cap introduced, we've seen that range of different offers that are available to customers narrow and narrow. So although it provides a maximum price that energy companies can charge, we see all companies grouping together at exactly that price. Yeah. So there isn't much benefit for consumers to search around, and extraordinarily, there's actually a punishment from the government if you switch. The company that's lost your business actually gets refunded through a market stabilisation charge. So there's big disincentivization going on for competition, and that competition is vital in terms of getting prices down. So I think the government really needs to relook at how the energy price cap is structured, and in a broader terms, we still see prices that are way higher than they were before the Ukraine crisis. They haven't seemed to got to grips with the fact that fossil fuels are still the major form of energy source in the country. That's not whether people like it. It's not about what the government would want to be the case, but it has to accept the reality. It may be trying to change that, but it's saying, well, we'll get prices down in the future by continuing to invest in renewables. But that process is going to take a long time. We see natural gas prices that are way, way higher in the UK compared to the US. We see a pointless moratorium on fracking, which stops us getting our own gas and could bring those prices down. And we see the windfall tax in the North Sea as well, which has actually just at the wrong time, just when we needed more investment in local supplies of gas, and albeit profits in the North Sea were very high, but we've seen actually investment collapse in the North Sea because of this damaging windfall tax. So the government has almost been doing everything it can to stop the supply of new gas into the UK market, and of course that means prices will be higher than they need to be, and the cost of living crisis will be prolonged.
Absolutely right. And the trouble is that, we still, no matter how much lower the cap gets, a very, very long way away from where everything was even just 2 years ago, right?
That's right. It's still far too high. There isn't enough ambition in terms of the cost of energy, getting that down as low as possible. We see decarbonisation, getting emissions down as the number one focus. Ministers have to be strong with their civil servants and actually push back against some of these expensive schemes to subsidise renewables, and say, what do the public want? Most of the public, when asked in polling, would like to see the government focus on getting the cost of electricity down. And yet the government isn't listening to that. And that's very disappointing to see.